Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Dave Thompson. I am the CEO and founder of Inspirational Book Writers, and thank you for being on this page. I want to use this opportunity to formally invite you to join us for the upcoming online book writing intensive. It's a really very, very special week. We've run it. This is the 30th time we have run this Write Your Book in a Week program since 2014. We've done it. We've published over 200 authors in that time. It's really quite extraordinary across dozens of niches. The main ones, I guess, so that you know, coaching, leadership, relationships, sexuality, spirituality, health, education. Really, what we're here to do is, if you're the type of person that's here to make a difference, that you've got a message inside you that the world needs to hear, that will solve people's problems, a message that will uplift communities, that will, even if I can be so lofty as to say, raise the consciousness of the planet. If you've got a message like that, this is the place for you. Inspirational Book Writers and the Book Writing Intensive. That's what we're here to do. You see, the offer is really quite simple. It's come join us for a week and write your book. And people say, well, how do you write a book in a week? And well, I'll tell you the answer to that in just a moment, but the runs are on the board. We've been here since 2014. Like I said, 30th time that we've run it. Hundreds of people have been through this process. We have over 200 published books that have been through this process. The main two keys are, one, preparation. So a lot of people try and get started, but they don't know where they're heading. They don't know the direction. They don't know the purpose. They don't know how to position their book. They don't know the message, or they're not refined enough on the message. They don't have a North Star. And so what they end up doing is they end up spinning in circles, twirling, and never actually getting where they want to go with their book. Or they just wait so long that they've evolved past the point of what they've already written, and they look back on what they've written, and then the monkey mind starts to engage and go, oh, well, I can't publish that because I'm so far evolved from it. But it's like, yeah, but are you writing it for you, or are you writing it for the reader? Because there'll be people that are at that stage that need it. And so writing it in a week is a line in the sand. It's a commitment. It's a courageous decision to go, you know what? I am going to share what I've got at this point. I know you're going to evolve. You're going to come to the week, spend the 7 days with us. On the 8th day, you're a person of evolution. You're going to have learned something new that you want to put in the book. And some things you can put in the book, and it's not like you need to get it perfect in the week either. Like, sometimes people think, oh, write your book in a week, it's going to go on Amazon on the Sunday night when we finish. It's like, no, there's multiple refinement phases that happen. The week is about getting the bulk of the material done. It's about getting the draft manuscript. It's about getting that book out of you and then starting to refine it. And for those of you that want to know, we do have a program after the intensive that we invite people to, called Publish and Launch. And that helps people to publish and launch the book. We like to keep things pretty simple here at Inspirational Book Writers and just say exactly what we are delivering to you in, like, we just like to put that very simply on the can of what we're working together on. So first one is planning. The second reason why people can actually write a book in a week is because of the custom built. It's the only environment in the world that I know of that has been custom built for this exact task of writing your book in a week. We have built this from the ground up and refined it over 30 events. Imagine spending 30 weeks doing the same thing. We've refined this down so that when you step into our space, not only are you stepping into a supportive, championing culture where everybody is there to, yes, you're writing a book and you're running your own race and you've got to write the words, but you're also there to contribute to the group energy. We call it the campfire. And so, yes, it's an individual pursuit, but you're also part of a dynamic, passionate, intelligent, creative, uplifting community that are all there for the same reason. And when great people get together, to share their words with the world, I believe that's when we really make an impact. Because if we can go in spirit, go deep within ourselves, pull out the magic, pull out the gold, put it on the words, our words can change the world. They can make an impact, and they can solve a lot of the fires that are out there happening in the world. Don't know if you popped your head outside recently, but you have to agree with me, the world's got a lot of problems, right? And I believe the people that come to Inspirational Book Writers have the solutions to make this world a better place. So, and not only that, I mean, yes, that's the humanitarian vision for this, but the reality is books are excellent for business. A book, a best-selling book, is like a golden handshake. You know, it's the authority and the credibility that you can shake hands on and that opens doors for you. It's been my own personal experience that this has happened, and the experience of all of our book writers. Whatever door they want, I'm getting tingles as I say this. For me, the book is what took me finally to six figures. My first book when I was coaching in 2014. I'd been on about 30 grand a year, you know, payment plan clients. It was trickling in. I was just getting by. Boom, book, whoosh car, straight to six figures, pay in full, status, elevation, everything went up because I was a published author. And we've got so many stories of that. And you'll see on this page, if you scroll down, you'll see some of those book writers that we've published recently, and they just have incredible, incredible stories. You know, the likes of Stacey Ashley, or should I say Dr. Stacey Ashley, who earlier this year was awarded a doctorate in leadership for her contribution to the space of leadership. And a big part of that was she has 5 published best-selling books, all with IBW, that contributed to that decision and that award for her. You know, so many clients have launched their book and then sold their high ticket offers off the back of it and sold them out in advance. They've used their book as a group coaching tool. You know, I certainly do that with Write, Publish, Launch. I'll just grab a copy here. This one. This is incredible for me. This is a book about our system, how to write, publish, and launch your book. People get this, and I say to them, have a read. If you like it, give us a call, because we'd be a great fit to do business together. And if you don't like it, if you don't like the vibe, then just, there'll be someone else out there in the market that can serve you. So it can be a great sales qualifier. It can speed up those sales conversations. Plus, it's a great like group coaching textbook, because I've got my system in here. We had a question in our private Facebook group yesterday from an author wanting to know some ideas about launch timelines. And I said, go to the book, read pages 67 to 74, and you will know everything you need to know about timelines. Saves time. It's leverage. It's getting your ideas out in a bigger way. And we've got so many other clients that are experiencing those sort of benefits, you know. Another thing I want to speak about the space that you're stepping into, we talked a bit about the benefits there of what happens when you write a book, when you write an inspirational book, is the space that you're stepping into is one of authenticity, of rawness and realness, okay? One of the reasons why people can write a book in a week is because there is such a safety. We create a space where there is safety in freedom of speech. Sounds a bit weird to say that, right? Like you would have expected that would be normal in democratic societies around the world, but in recent years it's changed, right? So in our spaces, you have full free permission to express and to go to the edge of your message. And I think you need that, because sometimes, how do you know what you want to publish unless you go right up to the edge and actually just say it and get it out there? And then once it's out, you can make a decision about what you actually want to publish. So in order to even get to that place, we have to be okay with expressing ourselves, right? Even if you disagree with someone, if you disagree with what they said, or you hear them say something and it's like, whoa, that came out a bit hot. There's a little bit they need to process there. It's fine, and it's welcome in our space. And it has to be that way, because if we don't have that safety of expression and freedom of speech, then we're keeping bits inside of ourselves. So this is one of the most unique environments in the world where you will join, when you join us, if you decide to join us, you'll be with people from all over the world, from all different cultures. You know, some of our events, we have people from 10 countries joining together for the common mission of writing their book in a week. Now, here's the beautiful thing, is that each person will be doing it in their own unique way, in their own unique flavor, in their own unique style, in their own unique time zone, quite practically as well. And so I just want to share with you a couple of examples of books that we've done recently to just show you that this authenticity piece really is super true. So this book here, Rhonda Walker, Forgotten Love, Empowering Yourself, Release Your Past. This Rhonda is from Canada, and a big theme in this book is about adoption and discussing the issues that happen when someone is adopted, what their life looks like, and various things that play out after adoption. She launched her book in April. One of the massive successes of this book was just how real and raw Rhonda was. And I think that was an absolute hallmark of this book. And it's a reason why, this doesn't happen very often, this book went to #1 Amazon bestseller as a paperback in Amazon Canada. Now, the paperback doesn't often go bestseller because it's quite difficult. You need more sales. It's quite difficult to get a paperback to bestseller. Ebook is usually the one that goes bestseller. It's a bit easier to, especially if you know categories, which we cover in Publish and Launch for anyone that works with us to actually publish the book. But authenticity, huge part of Rhonda's success with that book. You know, saying the unsaid. Daniel Gabler, The Centered Tradie, A Journey Out of the Darkness. So Daniel's a tradesman, runs a business out of a plumbing business out of Sydney, Australia. And this was his personal journey of coming out of the darkness and finding a place of centered empowerment. So how many tradesmen out there in the world are in a dark place right now? Heaps. For that audience, this book is like a shining light. It is a lighthouse, right? On a dark and stormy evening, boats not knowing where they're going, this will show people the way to go. Okay, so personal stories can be absolutely huge for bringing a personal brand, for bringing people along for the journey, for imparting the wisdom of what you've learned along your journey. And what I do find is that many people who are joining our book writing intensives, who are joining us to write their book and publish and launch it, they are almost at the end of a hero's journey, right? They are at the point where they've been through the tough stuff and they are about to capture the knowledge, the wisdom, the elixir, the special distinctions and insights that they've learned from their journey, and they're going to put them in a book. And the process of writing it, publishing it, and launching it brings them back home, brings them to a new place where they can then open the door to the next hero's journey. And as we know, if you continue to take hero's journeys, eventually you become a legend. So sharing your story can be an absolutely huge thing. You might also just really want to build your personal brand and build your brand awareness. So Deirdre Siriani, also from Canada, did an amazing job with this book here. You know, my thing's playing around a bit. Turn Your Light On, okay? So Deirdre, amazing message here. Of course, she's put herself on the front cover, amazing personal branding tool, and the awareness that is happening for her brand as a result of this book is just extraordinary, okay? Another reason you might be wanting to write your book is you might have some really quite deep wisdom. You might have been, how do we say, the beneficiary of wisdom that's been passed down through generations that you happen to have been taught, perhaps by whoever it is further up the line. And you know that there's some ancient wisdom that needs to come through in the modern day for your people, and that you are the carrier of that. So if that's you, then, you know, one of the examples that we've had of that recently is Kirsty Pierce with the book, The Moon Lodge, Remembering Sacred Rites of Passage in Daily Life. So this is all about women and how they, all the different rituals and practices of ancient times that women have lost and that have maybe led them a bit astray. This book, and it's not big either, but it captures them really, really effectively. And so that's the other thing, guys, is your book doesn't have to be huge. It can be, you know, we do books anywhere from sort of, I mean, we've done books that are 5,000 words up to 110,000 words. The average person, the average size is somewhere around that 15 to 30,000 word book. And that's a great size because it's very easy to read. It's very easy to read on an interstate flight. And in fact, the Barnes & Noble research shows that books of about 100 pages are getting read start to finish more often than books that are bigger in that size. That's the official research from Barnes & Noble. So, I mean, yes, you might have a bigger book, and if you do, that's totally fine. But that is a question, because people go, how can I write a book in a week? Well, we're not. Are you here to write the Encyclopedia Britannica of every single thing that you know? Well, no, majority of people are not, right? Especially if you're a coach, a speaker, an entrepreneur, a personal brand, a consultant, a health practitioner, a healer. You want to give people a taste of your essence of who you are in your book. Okay, and so that's why we focus very much on the authenticity and the expression, because those are parts of your brand. Those are parts of what give people a taste of who you are. So a couple of other examples that I just want to show you. So we've got another segment of books that we often do is leadership books. So this one here did particularly well, Ramona Shaw, The Confident and Competent New Manager. So this is all for people that have just found themselves, they're in a technical role in a big corporate, and now they're actually having to lead teams. So this is all of Ramona's wisdom about how to do that. And in similar fashion, we've got Stacey Ashley, First Lead Yourself, The Being of Leadership, a practical guide. So great perspectives on leadership. And then very exciting news. I literally received this one earlier this morning, a proof copy, about to launch soon. This is Kathy Suave. I hope I've said her name right. Cut Through the Chaos. So 5 practical strategies to be the leader people want to follow. So great personal branding book here from Kathy. Great photo of her, great message. And this will be the gateway to opportunities, to new consulting gigs, to new coaching agreements, to new speaking. Remember, the book is the golden handshake. And here's the thing. It's not like the book gives you the thing. It's the process of, it's you going through the process of being brave enough, courageous enough to get the message out of you, get it on a paper, and then go through and publish it and launch it and take it to the world. By the time you finish that process, you've evolved. Like, that's why this accelerates your personal and business evolution, is because there's a growth, there's an inner growth that happens. You know, one thing that I always say, you might have noticed our branding is very like Pacific Islands, because that's where I grew up, right? I was born in a remote island in Papua New Guinea, right near the Solomon Islands, and spent a lot of time in Fiji and around Hawaii and that sort of thing. So you might have heard the term in Hawaii, mana, M-A-N-A. Now, what that means is it refers to a spiritual power. It refers to an unseen, powerful influence that is said to exist in certain people and certain places and certain things. So someone walks in and they really hold the room, and there's a real like aura about them. The ancient Hawaiians would say that person carries a great mana. And so I believe what happens is when you write a book, especially in our sort of spaces, is your mana up levels. Now, what that practically looks like is that when you then publish it and you go out to the world with it, you have up leveled yourself. You are more, there is more light coming through. There is more influence. There is more power. That's why the joint ventures happen, the collaborations happen, the doors open, because you have up leveled your power. So if this sounds like something you want to be part of, you need to be part of, I really invite you to come and join us for the upcoming book writing intensive. I want to share with you a little bit about the practicalities of how it works so that you know a little of the mechanism. You can always go and read the page down below and see exactly what's included, but I just want to highlight a few special things. So a big part of why this Write Your Book in a Week process works is because of marking out the time and space. So most people, if they effectively mark out time and space, they don't even need 7 days. Pretty crazy, huh? They don't even need 7 days. They only need 2, 3, maybe 4. So first hot tip for you is keep your time and space as much as clear as possible. Have at least 4 of the 7 days as clear as possible. Now, I understand people have families and businesses and things like this, responsibility. So understand that, but that is one of the keys to success is the time and space. And how we work it through the week is every 4 hours for 7 days, we have live online through Zoom coach check-ins where you actually get in a small group environment, FaceTime with myself, with Davina, with Nicole, who are both our book coaches, to troubleshoot, to soundboard, to get questions, to get answers to your questions, and make those micro decisions that are just inherent in writing a book. You know, like, do I put this story in chapter 1 or chapter 3? Or, you know, do I put this here, or what direction should I go on this? There's so many micro decisions that's another reason why this flows in a week, is because you have that live support to just go, made the decision, made the decision, made the decision. And when you start to make them, you get such momentum. And that's how it happens in a week, one of the ways. So every 4 hours, that's on a 24-hour clock. So if you're in Europe, if you're in Canada, North America, the USA, if you're in Asia, Bali, Singapore, Thailand, wherever you are in the world, we have you covered. And the idea is just come to as many check-ins as is possible and practical for your time zone. So we're not expecting you to wake up at 1 a.m. and come to a check-in if that's not in your time zone and that's not your natural waking time. But just come to as many as you can, because each check-in you will experience tips and strategies, and you'll hear someone say something, you'll be like, oh, I'm going to do that. And you'll hear someone say something else, and you'll be like, well, I'm definitely not going to do that. And that's really going to help me because I'm not doing that. So the group environment will be massively helpful. The Zoom check-ins are unreal. As well as those, we have a number of signature workshops that we deliver to you during the week that massively help with a lot of important parts of the book. So number one, we do the introduction builder, the compelling introduction workshop. What this does is help you to build a really compelling introduction. Pretty important because people do judge a book by its cover. They also judge a book by its introduction. So we teach you how to get the introduction bang on. Next workshop, we do the Rockstar Book Title Workshop. What that does is help you to get an absolutely superb, compelling, magnetic, attractive, saleable title and subtitle. The subtitle is the piece that people often do. They often forget it, or they don't know how to use it effectively. We are very, very good at titles and subtitles here at Book Writers, and the Rockstar Book Title Workshop is your opportunity to get live feedback from me and the coaches and from the group on your title. So by the end of that, you will have a very clear idea whether you're on the money or whether you're calling it something crazy and you really need to change direction. You will know by the end of that workshop. So that's super awesome. What else have I got here? Also, part of the workshops during the week is we do a preview session of what the publishing and launching journey of the process looks like. So you want to know how the edit, the format, the covers, the uploads, the distribution through Amazon, the print, all that sort of stuff, all the like detailed techie stuff. We discuss that in the publish and launch session. And if you want to know about launch, we talk about how to get your book to #1 Amazon bestseller, how to get it to Amazon bestseller in multiple markets, making you an international bestseller, how to monetize your book, how to take it wherever, like I said, how to make that book the golden handshake that opens the doors to where you want to go. So we do that in the publish and launch preview session. And that's the point where if it feels right and it's a fit, that's where we will invite you to have a conversation with us about what your book moving forward could look like. Okay, so publish and launch preview session, title workshop, intro builder. The other awesome thing that I just want to share with you in terms of support that you get, there's heaps of things that you get, and you'll see it all listed out. But the other one I really want to highlight is what we call the snippet reviews. So the snippet reviews are awesome because what they do is they give you an opportunity to send in a snippet, about 1,000 words, to our team and have our team check it over and give you either general feedback, just whatever they see, hear, feel, say to themselves as they're looking through it, and or specific feedback. So you might send us, a lot of people do send in the intro and they go, hey guys, what do you think? And so then we can do a gap analysis. We can go, oh, well, that's great. That's awesome. I would do more of that. That bit, take that out because that's not really hitting your purpose. We can give you that feedback on your intro, and typically people are using it for their intro and one other snippet. So 2 snippets in total. That's included in the intensive, regardless of what entry level you come in. So heaps and heaps of support. Probably just final things to share with you about what the intensive is like before I go into how the pricing works is, one of the things that I've been most proud of in terms of feedback that we've received on this event is 2 things. So in the last 2 events, we've had one person say to us that it was the best online event they had been to in the last 2 years. Now think about that. So everyone went online when COVID came, and this was the best event that they had been to. So I was pretty chuffed when we heard that. The second bit of feedback that we got that I really loved was that someone said, yeah, we were online, but it felt like we were in person. It felt like we were in person. I'm like, that's pretty magic, hey? We're not even physically together, but it felt like we were. I'm like, ooh, that's good. That's good. We're doing some good stuff there. And that's what we intend to do. We want to bring together great people with great ideas from all the corners of the globe, because we believe that our words can change the world, and that now is the time the world needs to change. And that if you're listening to this, you have those words that can make that change, not only for the greater impact of humanity, but also for yourself in your business. That's what we're here to do. Okay, let's talk about the 3 levels of support and help you decide which one you might like to jump in on. So first level is the intensive. So you get everything that I've said. I didn't even mention about the pre-work. You'll need to have a read about the pre-work. We get you fully set up in the lead up to the event. We do 2 workshops there. One is a book map session where we book map's super critical for catalyzing and activating your book and getting you kickstarted, getting you that direction. We do that as a group, and we go through the purpose of your book, the vision for your book, the message of your book, and the structure, the chapter layout. So that is a big, big piece of this process. It's a big catalyst, and that happens before the intensive. So if you join us at the intensive level, that's the top level there, you get all of that pre-work, which includes the book map support so that you've got the planning aspect down. It includes the 7-day intensive and all of the Zoom check-ins, 2 snippet reviews, and I think we do a week's follow-up afterwards for any final questions. So that's at the intensive level. Now, if you want to upgrade it a level, you can go for the intensive upgraded. Now, what that is everything in the intensive, plus you get a 60-minute book map session with me. Now, what that helps you to do is we can go deep. We can go deep, and you get to experience the magic that I bring to the table in seeing the unseen. That's really my gift, is I can very, very quickly see and feel where the gaps are in your thinking and in your energy for your book to come out with grace and ease. So amazing session. If you want to have that session with me, go for the intensive upgraded. You'll get everything in the intensive plus a book map with me. Then for the VIPs, for like the people that want to go all in with the support, we do have a diamond level support option. Now, what that includes, you get the intensive, you get the one-on-one book map with me, and you get me as your book coach in your back pocket on the walkie-talkie. So we set you up, and we set you up on a voice messaging app called Voxer. And in the lead up, during, and for that week after, you can voice message me any questions that you have to get coaching to help you through the process. So that is the diamond level support, if for those of you that want to go all in with being fully supported. So I hope this has made sense to you. I hope this has got you excited about your book, and I hope you can see that it really truly is possible for you to write your book in a week, and that we have the team and the support and the track record 30 times. I can't believe we've done it 30 times. I'm so chuffed about that. It's remarkable. I'd love for you to be in our space. If you're loving the vibe, go on. There are payment plan options that make it really easy to get involved. Any questions, get in contact with me. I really do look forward to working with you on your book and bringing your inspirational best-selling book to the world. All right, take care, and I'll see you on the inside.